Yo, what's going on, guys? My name's Cast. Welcome back to another episode of Haikyuu. This time we're on episode 4. In the last episode, we sort of half met two of the other first years that are going to be joining the team. Kageyama and Hinata have a match coming up against them. They've got Tanaka on their team, and I think Suga is playing on the other team, if I remember correctly. Either way, the other two first years are very tall and they're very confident, so it's not going to be an easy match, but I'm not quite sure how it's going to go, to be honest. Right now, the thing I'm worried about most is the fact that Kageyama seems to be pretty on edge. He's been very unstable these last few episodes. Well, he's sort of been unstable ever since we met him, but I feel like something is going to happen during the match that's going to set him off, that's going to make him snap a little bit, and it could potentially cause them to lose that match. And as unfortunate as that would be if it did end up happening, I feel like I'd rather it happen now rather than before an official match, because then there's actually real matches on the line. So I feel like if we're gonna have this happen, let's have it happen now and address it. That way we can be good going forward. And as troubled as Kageyama is with his communication, I feel like it's very obvious he's a very talented player. And I think the fact that he has such trouble communicating with others is partially driven by the fact that he has an incredible amount of passion. Believe it or not, I do know how it feels to have an overflowing amount of passion and competitive drive, and it does mix in with your emotions and with your communication, and it makes it really, really hard not to be toxic sometimes, because you have so much passion and drive for something that it can almost come across as demanding and angry, but in reality that might not always be the case. So you end up limiting the things you say and being a lot more careful with the things you say, and it just makes it kind of hard to communicate with people. So I feel like I know what he's going through, and I feel like he's not as toxic and as mean as it might appear on a surface level. But I am really excited to see how this first match goes. I'm also really excited to learn about these two other new players, Suki for instance, and the other character who I don't know his name yet. Hopefully I'll get it down by this episode, but I feel like they have a lot of potential as well, so I hope we get to learn a little bit about them this episode. If you would like to watch my reactions to the next episodes right now, they are over on my Patreon. Episode 5 is available on the Soul tier, and episode 6, and far past that hopefully, is available on the Ascended tier. Those reactions are also clear and extended length, meaning you get more reaction and more discussion to go along with each and every video. You can also go follow me on all my socials. The links, of course, are also in the description. Alright, let's see how this practice match goes. Starting off with a quote, the volleyball player is not a soloist, but a member of an orchestra. When the player begins to think something something. Alright, interesting that we get that quote. Kageyama and Hinata need to be able to work together to win this. I think that's what it's getting at. He's kind of been trying to solo it. When ironically, if he wants to be a setter, he has to work with everybody else. Yeah, that must really, really suck to feel like you're so good at setting, but have nobody to receive it. Oh, Daichi's playing with them. I thought it'd be Suga. Tanaka's not gonna take that either. He knows. He's trying to get him riled up. He's kind of a jerk, but I kind of like him for some reason. It's exactly what I was worried about. He's trying to break him before the game starts. I love Tanaka. Easily my favorite character, along with Kageyama right now. I just had a feeling he wasn't going to want to take that from him either. Episode 4, The View from the Summit. I like that. I kind of just want whatever team Tanaka's on to win. Yeah, you got him all riled up. I want to see what everybody's made of, though. It'll be really interesting. This is really the first glimpse we have of the team playing. Yep, he's got hops. Everybody, it's the first thing they notice. Ooh. Yeah. Tsuki's very tall, though. You need to use your speed to get around him, maybe. Talk to Kageyama, have him set a different spot or something. I guarantee you Hinata's faster. What does that mean? Decimates his teammates as well. Is it a toss so fast that nobody can get to it? Yeah, I feel like he's trying to win the game all on his own, and it's not going to work out that way. Sure. Yeah. Daichi's just really cool. Do tell, please. I'd love to know. That's what I assume too, but maybe not. Is it because he's... I see. It wasn't a compliment. Interesting. If I'm getting that right. It's all about ego and oppressiveness. I mean, this just shows that he has the ability to analyze his opponents. It's not just all ego, you know. He just can't communicate with people very well. And he gives them the wrong idea. He sees the way around it, but nobody can work with him. God, that's so frustrating. I totally get his anger. And it's something that only builds. Oh, I feel you so much, man. That's... Oh, dude. I relate. I really do. Oh. And that totally makes sense why he doesn't like his nickname. Because he realized what it actually means. It's not a compliment. Because you don't know where to direct yourself at that point, you know? Exactly, it's perfect. Hinata's perfect for Kageyama. Because he has the drive, he has the physical prowess to be able to return it. He won't stop following, he'll just chase until he can reach. I don't know, man. It goes a long way, though. Oh! Do it! Do it! Oh, I love this. Ah. But he was there. That's what's important. That's all Hinata's ever wanted, was someone to just, you know, to give him the chance to work with him. Hell yeah. Oh my god, it's too perfect. You know, the more I watch this show, the more I end up thinking that Kageyama is literally just me. I am kind of curious of how many people watch this show actually relate to Kageyama's feelings here, because I understand that not everybody has the same level of competitiveness within them, but oh my god, can I ever relate to it. Small personal story here, but once upon a time, I was actually on a fairly high-level competitive esports team. I was on a team for Counter-Strike. I was the one that created the team, recruited the members, got everybody together. I organized the practices, I organized and scheduled all the matches, and we were actually pretty good. I was also the team's in-game leader, and if you're not familiar with Counter-Strike at all, basically the in-game leader is the person that in the game during the match makes up all the strategies and makes a lot of the most important callouts and decides kind of the momentum and the pace of how you end up playing the game. So it's a lot of thinking and a lot of stress to do mid-game in the moment. And a common problem that I had with this team is that I kind of wanted it more than everybody else on the team. We were pretty good, but it was very, very hard for me to get them to want to listen to things, to make them want to practice. It was really, really hard. They would show up to the matches, but being able to get off time throughout the week to just even put an hour or two into the game to work on strategy and to work on things, they didn't really want to do it. And it ended up making me so much more frustrated because I wanted to get better. I wanted the team to get better. I wanted us to move up. Even though we were pretty good, I wanted us to do even better so that way we could get into the top highest level leagues, but it was really, really hard to get that. And it ended up making me so frustrated with them that it often came out in the games, in the matches when it was most important. It kind of came out as some level of toxicity. I would get frustrated really, really easily because I identified problems within the team, whether it's through an individual play or just through synergy. And these were things that I wanted to work on in practice. These are one of the things I wanted to discuss with people, but because they didn't want to do it, it ended up coming out as negative emotion in me through the game. And basically, long story short, it ended up making me not get along with anybody else too much, and the team ended up doing worse, and eventually we just sort of fell apart. We finished that season and none of us played together ever again. So I can totally relate to how Kageyama feels, that nobody kind of matches his drive. Nobody wants to give him the chance. Nobody wants to listen to him, because kind of like him, I wanted to be the captain. I wanted to be a leader because naturally I am the type that talks a lot. I am the type that takes command, but also it is sort of the star role and the brains behind the team. And I think that's really fun, but it also means that you get to set other players up to do their best. It's the analytical type position. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't know volleyball that well, but I feel like that's sort of the position the setter has. The setter is the star player to him, but he also sets up people to also bring their best. But whenever you can't communicate with that with people, it ends up just causing so much issue. You cannot be a leader and you cannot be a setter unless you have some level of communication and some level of synergy with your team. You sort of have to be there with them skill-wise and emotionally if you want things to work out. And I feel like if anybody's capable of doing that, it's Hinata, because Hinata doesn't look away. He doesn't, not give his all. We've seen it time and time again, even though we've only seen like 3 episodes so far. Hinata never runs away from the challenge. He always wants to jump higher. He always wants to hit harder, and he always wants to overcome anything in his path. And he's so eager and grateful for it. And that's why he's going to end up being such an incredible player.
今影山は田中の方に上げようとしてたはずなのに、日向の声と動きにとっさに反応してあそこまで正確なトスを。
I mean, his drive is just alluring. What can you say? Yeah, I mean, it's not lost on anybody else. Right. Yeah, he can get there. He can do it. Wait, he doesn't remember how he did it? What does that mean? I guess it's just like the moment, right? Oh. Oh no. Oh. I love Tanaka. I have a feeling this is all set up for him to eat his words. That's so frustrating. And you feel like if anything would get somebody down, it would be that. Like something you just can't do anything about. But not him. That is probably part of the reason why his name means the sun, because he just shines brightly. Through ability, through mentality, everything. Yeah. He's listening. Kageyama heard the important part. Because he sees. He's so good at analyzing people. Yeah. Oh man. So some really quick notes and thoughts on Suki. So this definitely applies to all the characters, but right now I am keeping a very close eye on him. One reason being, of course, his name's meaning, especially in comparison to Hinata with the whole sun and moon thing. I'm definitely interested to see where that goes because a couple of you let me know in the comments that a lot of characters in this anime, their names are very important. The meanings of their names are very important. I assume you guys are going to let me know in the comments, like, people's names and their meaning, because my Japanese is not, like, super proficient by any means. I know some very basic stuff, but so I'm paying very close attention for that reason, for one. But even more importantly to me right now, he's set up to be kind of a jerk. He's very passive-aggressive. He definitely has a lot of identifiable problems that might actually end up making him hard to get along with for anybody on the team. And, you know, even though this is a practice match and they are competing against each other, he still has to work with the team. So right now, we are definitely seeing some of his more negative qualities, and I feel like it's trying to set us up not to like him too much. But with that being said, just like Kageyama, he has a long way to go, and I feel like they're setting him up to have a ton of character development throughout the series. So even though he's a bit of a jerk right now, I feel like at some point in the series, we're going to have time to analyze him as a person, him as a character, and he's going to go through a ton of development. And I'm going to make the prediction right now that once we get to the other side of that development, he is going to be one of the nicest, most kind, developed characters on the entire team. I feel it, because even though he is, like I said, a bit of a jerk, I already like his vibe, so I'm keeping a close eye on him. He's like, alright, now listen up. I'm going to tell you how this is going to go down. And you're going to do it. It's probably going to help his communication abilities a lot more, just to feel like somebody's listening. Yeah, they gotta work on it. The synergy is gonna come over time. It can't happen very fast. Uh-oh. Here comes the anger. Yep. Right. Right, you gotta limit yourself. Suga sees that. I like that. It's very subtle, but you get to see him in the background. He's taking notes. He's gonna help him out at some point, maybe, if they can't get it together. Yep, here it is. Right. He's very observant. Oh. Right. So give him something he can return. Is that it? Use your excess talent and experience to match with his inexperience. Serve him something you know he can hit, even if it's fast. It's going to take a lot of skill and a lot of talent to do that, but I feel like he has it. Yeah, absolutely. Tanaka just can't help but be supportive. Match him. You have to be the one to match him, not him. He's gonna say, you know what? Hinata, just go for it, I'll match you. It's like a Dragon Ball Z match. We're talking more than playing. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's the whole point. He says, you go for it, and I'll make you hit it.
そんで全力スイングだ。俺のトスは見なくていい。ボールには合わせなくていい。はぁ
Wow.
ボール見なきゃ空振るじゃん。かもな。おい。でもやってみたい。
I mean, everything I say, you have to keep in mind. I don't know the game that well, but in my mind, that would require incredible talent on Kageyama's part to just be able to match that. That'd be so hard to do. Like, almost to an unrealistic degree. Of course, it is possible, but wow, that would be insane. Especially to be able to have consistency and replicate it. He's like in the zone. Oh. Oh, yo. Exactly. They got it. Wow, first try too. Suki's not impressed though. What?
ジャンプする瞬間からスイングするまでの間、日向は目をつぶってた。
What?
影山がボールを全く見ていない日向の手
Yeah, so it's all Kageyama
にトスを上げたんだ。
in that way.
スイングの瞬間に合わせて寸分の狂いもなく。
That's crazy. I don't know how that's even possible, but that's pretty amazing. I like how he's equally shocked. Everybody's just dumbfounded. Him? He's starting to regret his words. Yeah. Oh, this is so beautiful. It really is. Why is a practice match getting me so hyped? In episode 4. I didn't think it would happen this fast. Oh. Okay. Yeah, like I said, consistency will be hard. What? Why is he like... Did he like get blood on the floor or something? They're gonna do it again. He's keeping him alert though. Close your eyes. Yeah, and that is the fastest one here. Nice. Is he gonna open his eyes to see? Wow. Yeah. That's the summit. That's really cool. Hell yeah. It's hard not to feel just really happy for them. Alright. That was awesome. That was such a good episode. I love it. Also, because I don't know if this is the case, and I definitely don't want to miss them, let me know in the comments below if there is any after credit scene that I need to be on the lookout for. If it's just in season 1 or all throughout the show, let me know. I definitely don't want to miss it. Alright, well that was episode 4 of Haikyuu. I gotta say, I cannot believe I'm already as hyped for the show as I am. Only in 4 episodes. That was pretty fast. Considering it's such a long show, I thought the build-up would be a little bit slower. And it is. I mean, it's not like it's going at a particularly fast pace. They're not already a full team and playing in matches already, but what I mean is the pace of the hype. I mean, it's really good already, and I can definitely see why you guys have been recommending me this, and I can definitely say that I feel like up until this point, not watching this show, not watching sports anime in general, I feel like I might have been missing out, because while sports isn't like something that's actively a part of my life anymore, it was a part of my life growing up, and I can absolutely relate to the competitive drive, to the emotions that go into it. It's really something to behold. Kageyama and Hinata really have something going on here. I feel like right now they're sort of synchronized mentally. They just sort of need to synchronize physically. Hinata right now is a ball of unrefined potential, so whenever Hinata gets better, their consistency can only get better as well. They're going to end up being an unstoppable duo, and hopefully Suki and his friend, I don't really know what his friend's thinking, but hopefully Suki will stop underestimating them, will start maybe respecting them, and that can be his first step to becoming a better, more appreciative teammate. We're just gonna have to see, because I feel like he has his own long journey ahead of him. Thank you all so much for watching. Please go check out at least one of the links in the description. Go follow me on at least one of my socials. I would really appreciate it. You can also go check out my Throne page where you guys can send me something if you feel like it. No pressure, of course. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care of yourselves.